Okay, guys, so here I'm going to bring you game two. Unfortunately, due to some glitches with the software, at the time of the event, I couldn't get it to work, and I was hoping to record all of the games, but it only saved game two, so we're going to take a look at that. So, we've done our sideboarding. We lost game one, unfortunately. We mulled to five. Things didn't go so well. So now we're going to see what happens in game two. Obviously, we get to go first. That's a huge help. And opener. There we go. So as you kind of saw, if you caught that there, we had a seven card hand that had absolutely no land and couldn't really do anything. So we mulliganed, went down to six. This hand is a lot better. I mean, we can obviously start with a turn one Ravager, and then hopefully we can rip something and drop a series of Frogmites. And if not, we'll get an army going pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to keep that rather than going to five again because that didn't work out so well. And then you'll also notice that our opponent has to mulligan to six as well, so that'll help. And so we're off to the races. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and play Ancient Tomb and then get our Ravager out for our first play. And then let's see what he does. Also an Ancient Tomb. Oh, he's got a Memnite, a Signal Pest, and a Skull Clamp. Ugh, that's poopy. It's probably one of the best cards to have in the match. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Obviously, it's ridiculously good. So now we draw, and we luckily rip Phyrexian Revoker. So we're gonna have to slam that down, naming Skull Clamp, because otherwise he's just gonna draw cards like a madman and take over the game, kind of like he did in game one. So, yep, we'll play our factory, and then we play that naming Skull Clamp. I mean, and unfortunately, there's no way to play the Frogmites even if we activated our factory. We just don't have the mana for it this turn. But next turn, there is a Frog army coming. So let's see what happens with his turn. Get a City of Traders, so he's got a lot of mana, and he's going to use it for a Lodestone Golem. Doesn't actually stop us from doing anything, but is a big body. So that'll be a pain. And a Frogmite. Okay. Luckily, he's pretty much out of cards. We'll obviously take the two. Ooh, draw a Steel Overseer. Um, so, I mean, obviously, we're just going to play the Overseer and then drop our three Frogmites. And then once we get the Overseer going, I think that's going to pretty much spell game over. Man, we got some really lucky draws this game. Okay, so Frogmite, Frogmite, Frogmite. Go. Army of dudes, go. So let's see what he does. Alright, so nothing to play right now. And he goes ahead and brings the team. Okay. I mean, we've taken a lot of damage from Ancient Tomb, so we have to do something here. Well, watching the replay now, I think I would just... Probably trade frogs, I imagine. Anything else? Oh, and I even trade Memnite. So, I think the biggest thing is here, we just don't want to die. As long as we don't die, then Steel Overseer is going to let us win the game. Okay, it's Cradle. So go ahead and get attack on there. Since we're not going to block with the Revoker, and we're not going to let it get killed. But we do have to activate our factory to give it the +1 token. So that sets us in a really good position. Like, as long as he doesn't have Dismember. But I think if he had Dismember, he would have used it a long time ago to get his Skull Clamp active and go crazy. So here we can trade our Frogmite for his Lodestone Golem. And that leaves us with three dudes that are just going to keep accumulating counters. So he's going to need to draw something to get out of this game. And he has another Lodestone Golem. Okay. No big deal. Let's see what our deck gives us. Wow, another Steel Overseer. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play him. We'll animate our Mishra's Factory. And... yeah, probably attack with it, I think, right? Oh, nope. Just ship the turn back. Man. Probably should have gone ahead and gone on the offensive there. Okay. So he attacks here. We obviously have to block. We could take two and block with the factory. But quite frankly, I mean, Ancient Tomb has brought him down to 14. Even if he dismembers something, taking him to 10. We have three guys that can attack here that are already big. We have a 4/4 about to become a 5/5 factory. Sorry. we'll have a 4/4 Ravager and a 5/4 Phyrexian Revoker. So Dismember doesn't do him any good. He could have a blocker that could do something, but I think I'd want to just go ahead and block here and just sack to the Ravager to give him a counter and just not die again. And we can look at, he didn't play a guy, and we drew another Arcbound Ravager. So now I don't even think Dismember can stop us from winning the game, because we can now attack for 15, and we have a second Ravager to facilitate moving counters around. So we're just going to attack. So even if he had Dismember, there's just nothing he can do. This is just game over. All right. So then we get in for 5, 9, 14. 14 exactly. And obviously we could throw away the Ravager if we needed to, but we had it anyways. All right. And that'll do it. So on to game 3. Woo!